Therefore, Mr. Speaker, why he achieves a higher perspective, and he has gained, Mr. Speaker, that vision where in the future, America will be an environment where social justice, equality, especially for the black people and the minority, will be achieved. Just like how Moses is seeing the promised land, Mr. Speaker. And then it's a conviction that he has. A conviction, Mr. Speaker, when he speaks about, I have been to the mountaintop, the metaphor, therefore, what it expresses, Mr. Speaker, is that America will be a place of charity and hope, Mr. Speaker, and that equality among all will be realized. I have been to the mountaintop. But, Mr. Speaker, I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of things. That they say that the budget is a reprint, a recycle, so to speak, of a 10-pillar plan. Mr. Speaker, reference to the rules is something the public top document. I can make reference to it in the House, according to the rules of the House.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I've been there long enough, and I like to read. Mr. Speaker, let me ask you a question. See upon your pillow trip call. Ask Usaba your moon about pay this. If you do not have a pillar for yourself, one pillar, you don't have one pillar for yourself, can you therefore give somebody else or country 10 pillars? I'm asking a question. That cannot happen. And Mr. Speaker, they said they went further and they said like that, that the Minister for Finance and the Prime Minister copy their project. And that they are coming to rescue Dominica. Mr. Speaker, let me make it fundamentally clear in this House here tonight that this Labour Party administration, under the leadership of Roosevelt Skerrit, has rescued Dominica several times in the history of this country, Mr. Speaker. Rescue number one, Mr. Speaker, from the dangerous hands of the United Workers' Party, Mr. Speaker. Rescue number two, Mr. Speaker, let us not forget, we have short memory. When we were hit by Erica, we were told that was the worst of it all. But the Labour Party, under the leadership of Roosevelt Skerrit, rescued Dominica, Mr. Speaker. Then came Maria. Everybody thought we were going to die, including the offer of the 10-pillar project. Dominica again was rescued by whom? The Dominica Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerrit, Mr. Speaker. Then came COVID, and everybody said we're dead now. Man, we were hiding, including myself. I was wearing a mask, Mr. Speaker, in my house. But man going to die. But again, we were rescued again by the Dominica Labour Party administration. Mr. Speaker, so we are now ready to take everybody, including those, Mr. Speaker, because Zafa Malawi, the children of poor people, were whipped and whipped by past administration in this country, Mr. Speaker. Whipped mercilessly, Mr. Speaker. And those who we found on the shadow of society, we are providing opportunities for them, Mr. Speaker, opening the doors for them of possibilities, Mr. Speaker. And those, Mr. Speaker, who are the margins of society, we brought them to the mainstream of society. Free education, Mr. Speaker, at the university. free education at the State College, free education, Mr. Speaker, at the most formative years of a child's educational cycle, early childhood education, Mr. Speaker. We are taking you to the mountaintop, and we're going to be there with you, Mr. Speaker. We're here with you, the Dominican Labour Party administration, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, so they come, and then you can recall, Mr. Speaker, you're a guy out of us. You heard Dr. Henderson spoke a while ago, say he was a fisherman, I never knew that. And there's something very important from that. They have been through the Dominican struggle. They realized that hardship, Mr. Speaker, and that helped build character. But, Mr. Speaker, look at that. I want you to listen to me carefully, Mr. Speaker. Because when I was talking, and I heard Senator Henderson made reference to the GDP, the debt ratio to GDP, and says going back 10 and 20 years ago. You know, they see Dominica as a museum of the past, Mr. Speaker. A museum of the past. And you know what to put in a museum, Mr. Speaker? When we're not able to pay our salaries, when things were bad, or roads were bad, Mr. Speaker, we're not able to attract grants, Mr. Speaker. That is what they want to talk about. And when they're talking about the past, Mr. Speaker, your debt to GDP, Mr. Speaker, so far as the ratio is concerned, is relative to the size of the economy. And Mr. Speaker, when we took over this governance of this country, Mr. Speaker, the GDP of this country was $393 million, Mr. Speaker. It is now $1.9 billion, Mr. Speaker. Chalk and cheese. Let's not go back to the past. We're going forward, Mr. Speaker. We're going to the mountaintop, the promised land, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and look at that. You heard the member for Roseau Central, the Minister for Housing, spoke about, Mr. Speaker, in this financial year, Mr. Speaker, an additional 81 houses, Mr. Speaker, will be made available to poor people, lifting them up to the mountaintop, Mr. Speaker. And so far, under the Labour Party administration, Mr. Speaker, 2,254 houses have been provided to the ordinary folks of this country who saw misery before, who used to wait and could not flush the waste, Mr. Speaker. No, Mr. Speaker, their lives have been lifted up, Mr. Speaker. That is to the mountaintop. All of us together, we are going to the promised land, Mr. Speaker, under the Dominican Labour Party, Mr. Speaker. And people were reduced to squatters. 454 families were given lots at 4 quarts, according to Honorable Greta, 4 quarts a square foot, Mr. Speaker. $1. Dollar. My grandfather aunt again, so $1 per square foot, Mr. Speaker. 454 families. We met them there. I can reference Ben Ravin. When I became the member of parliament, they offered them to sell land for them in a Ravin with no road, no light, no water. $5.54 a square foot. Magwisa, Mr. Speaker. How can you do that? The Workers' Party. They were supposed to be for the poor. Magwisa. It took us under the Labour Party administration to give them the land for $1 a square foot. We give them road, we give them water, we give them everything, Mr. Speaker. We are taking them to the mountaintop. All of us moving to the promised land together, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, they can continue talking. And I heard them spoke about that they have a plan to rescue this country under the so-called 10 kilowatt program. But Mr. Speaker, and they said that Dominica has no plan. But I'll get to that just now. But before I get to that, Mr. Speaker, I want to really take time out, Mr. Speaker, and commend this government, Mr. Speaker, and to say how I'm so elated that we are not only providing for those who met on the margins of society, the poor people who need to be lifted up, but the public officers, Mr. Speaker. $10 million being provided at 2%, Mr. Speaker, interest. That never happened before, Mr. Speaker. Provided to the Housing and Loans Board to lend, Mr. Speaker, to public servants, Mr. Speaker. And the list goes on. But when they speak about, Mr. Speaker, about we have no plan, but everybody on that side must be geniuses and the Prime Minister. I'm going to get to that just now. So therefore, there's a savior. When we got struck by Hurricane Maria, we had experts from all parts of the globe, from Canada, United States, England, all different global organizations, converging Dominica, working together with our local experts to put a national agenda together, an integrated plan, so that to actually pave the way forward and to put this country not only on a recovery footing, but on a sustainable path for growth. And what was crafted and developed, Mr. Speaker? The National Resilient Development Strategy, with a time horizon of 2030. And every facet of this country's developmental menu is being looked at in that document, Mr. Speaker. Energy, resilience, Mr. Speaker, mitigation, and all different elements, Mr. Speaker, to build this country, and using resilience, Mr. Speaker, as the catalyst. Because if we're to survive in this country, we have to build back better. Better roads, better houses, Mr. Speaker, or individual practices at home, we have to be more resilient, Mr. Speaker. With our finances, we have to be more resilient. And they're talking about we don't have no plan. But when that was happening, Mr. Speaker, where were the geniuses who are now coming up right now with their 10-pillar project? They ran to Sudan. They were not in America when we needed the most. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to just ask a few questions of you, Mr. Speaker, for you. If you do not have a plan, how can you, Mr. Speaker, attract $170 million grant funded to construct a road, Mr. Speaker, from Lubia to Bacatel? $170 million grant money. If you're not able to provide, Mr. Speaker, a plan, not only a plan for the road, but the overall, Mr. Speaker, developmental plan, you're not going to get a grant of all that money from a country. Are you? No, it's impossible, AG. So, Mr. Speaker, they are on a mission. And I want to propose that, Mr. Speaker. When we got struck by COVID-19, that deadly virus, this country, along with other countries in the region and the world by extension, embarked on a national mobilization campaign to inoculate the country against that virus. To vaccinate the population, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I hereby propose that we need a national mobilization to inoculate our population against misinformation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this dangerous disease of misinformation that is being spread by the United Party and those in their orbit, Mr. Speaker. We need to, Mr. Speaker, get together and be part of a national mobilization exercise to inoculate this nation, Mr. Speaker, before it's too late, against this misinformation disease and virus, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, the Attorney General made reference to it. Remember, well, it's Senator Paris. I could leave him because I don't see too many things about him again after the last knockout he got me. He made a reference, Mr. Speaker. He made a reference, Mr. Speaker, okay, about the AD made reference to it, so I do not want to go and give it too much currency again, about certificate of naturalization. Knowingly that is misinforming the public. When you know there's a family class, and you're allowed to have two, in some cases, minors, children under 18 years, and there's a different fee. So it is intellectual fraud, number one, and political malpractice, Mr. Speaker. To come in this honorable house, a man who's trained at the highest level, bright guy, once you see a fella have a jacket and you have a pen, a golden pen in his jacket pocket, a fella bright. He's a bright fella. Okay? And then when you have his tie, and you put, how you put that across a side pin. You know this side pin? This side pin, a major. It reminds me of my father in 1971 when I was looking at my one tie just came to Dominica, Mr. Speaker. That's not a bright fella. You're going back far. Alright? Alright? So, Mr. Speaker, you cannot say that because he knows better than that. So let's put that aside, Mr. Speaker. Let's put that aside. Alright? So let us not come in this honorable house, Mr. Speaker, and misinform, knowing that you're not speaking the truth. Let's stop it now. Right? You're not a prototype of those on the other side. You're your own man. You're a bright fella. Elevate. Come to the mountaintop with us, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, no, I don't, but by the way, am I going to be allowed to finish my contribution? What is the laughter about? What are we laughing? I'm simply talking. So can we just stay quiet, let me finish my contribution? Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Speaker? Yeah. I know. Should I time my... I know. Mr. Speaker, the minimum wage, Mr. Speaker. The minimum wage, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in this budget, a commitment is given again to raise the minimum wage. And I hear them again. I hear the voices on the other side. They're speaking about, as they heard the Savior, as they heard the Savior talking about minimum wage, would have put it in our budget. Your friend. No, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. This Labour Party administration is the only party in government that has taken the adjustment of the minimum wage seriously, Mr. Speaker. And I stand here as an authority on that, Mr. Speaker. Not only knowing the law, but knowing, Mr. Speaker, what we have done. Because on the both occasions, 2008 and 2021, the 31st of August, when the minimum wage was adjusted, I was the minister, Mr. Speaker. And the last time I did my research, it was a Labour Party under Roosevelt Skyrit that was in office and still is in office, Mr. Speaker. So Mr. Speaker, I may want your permission just to watch that, but I'm not going to read it. But they contain, Mr. Speaker, the 1989 minimum wage order, the Dominican Freedom Party. We had 1990, 1995, 1996, 1997, 1998, 1999, 2000 January. Who was in office? The United Workers' Party. They never touched the minimum wage, Mr. Speaker. They therefore have no moral authority, Mr. Speaker, and shame, I use the word shame, to come before this public and talk about minimum wage, Mr. Speaker. I mean, what was the minimum wage at the time? Because we have a minimum wage by category, and incidentally, I hear people just loosely referring to minimum wage. Minimum wage is for the most vulnerable workers. Normally, unskilled workers were not unionized. People saw a number of times, you have people enter in the workforce and they move on. But the reality is, Mr. Speaker, that's the livelihood for a number of people. And Labour Party is going to ensure that they too are taken to the mountaintop, Mr. Speaker, that they see the promised land together with all of us, Mr. Speaker. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, when in 2021, we did the economic analysis, we did the market survey, Mr. Speaker, because here guys talking about they're going to bring the minimum wage up to $12. They have not done any comparative analysis. What obtains in St. Kitts, in St. Lucia, with bigger economies, Antigua. And the last time I checked, last year, 2024, St. Lucia adjusted the minimum wage to $6.54. $6.54. Antigua is $9. St. Kitts is $12. St. Kitts has the highest. Mr. Speaker, you have to consult, you have to do the market research, you have to do the economic analysis, Mr. Speaker. We engaged the Ministry of Finance, we met with all the parties, and when this government, through the minister then, made a statement by way of a press release that's made reference to the adjustment of the minimum wage, content therein, if you go back online, you can see it, Google it, that there shall be an annual review, Mr. Speaker, of the minimum wage review to making further adjustment, Mr. Speaker. This is a government and party that is planning, that is deliberate, and is concerned about everyone in this country, Mr. Speaker, especially those on the lower end of the food chain, Mr. Speaker. And there, as you heard the Prime Minister said, the Minister for Finance, there will be a further adjustment to the minimum wage. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that the employees should have a piece of the profit of the businesses they serve. And that, Mr. Speaker, should be reasonable pay, Mr. Speaker. You have the cashiers working, some of them have the subjects, long hours, Mr. Speaker. They must be able to live decently, Mr. Speaker, on their wages, Mr. Speaker, at the end of the week or at the fortnight, Mr. Speaker. It's the labor power they're using, and they have to be paid for the labor power, Mr. Speaker. And the Labour Party is the only hope, Mr. Speaker, to have that minimum wage adjusted. You in Sudan, what is minimum wage in Sudan? What is the minimum wage? So, in fact, the money is, I don't want to say it because I don't want to decry another country. Because you say you went to rescue Sudan. No, I heard he's in Bangladesh now, but you say he was called in Bangladesh to advise, but I hear you're looking for a continental rice to come down Dominican sell. That's what I was told. So, Mr. Speaker, that's what I was told. So, Mr. Speaker, we have to get serious, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, focus on his policy statement, not on personal.
If you are savior, if you are savior of a country, why are you looking for a continental rice for you to come back and sell? Yes, sir? So, Mr. Speaker, we shall amend and adjust the minimum wage, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to make a reference to something else. But in the budget, Mr. Speaker, and it's a major pillar of this budget to bring relief to the poor people of this country. And that's why I say it has a socioeconomic objective. Now, the number of people at the point of purchase, Mr. Speaker, have it hard. The basic stuff that you use to sustain your lives, Mr. Speaker, if you don't eat, you're going to die. Let's not fool ourselves. All of a sudden, effects that the government came and eliminated taxes, VAT and import, and expanded the menu of grocery items, the vex. And what the vex more about now? The vex that the government has removed the taxes on almond milk, Mr. Speaker. So one said to drink almond milk then. One said to drink organic almond milk, Mr. Speaker. No, we are saying in the Labour Party that we want everybody, including the poor Malawi, to drink almond milk, to Mr. Speaker. So that thing, so I'm hoping, because I do my groceries myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. So, Mr. Speaker, I am saying, Mr. Speaker, I'll be looking at the shelves, because I want to see the adjustment on the shelves. Because I was reminded by a good friend of mine who said that the Bible is against profiteering. And if the Bible is against profiteering, Mr. Speaker, our government must be against profiteering and put systems in place to correct it, Mr. Speaker. So whereas we do not want to disrupt the free market enterprise, but you have to have the decency and the humanity, Mr. Speaker, to make the adjustment so it can be reflected on the shelf, so everybody can eat. The mantra of the Labour Party, all shall eat, Mr. Speaker. So don't get vexed over the adjustment of prices of almond milk, because you want to go to the market. You want to see, okay, that poor Malawi, they come there and they can buy almond milk. And we're saying we are putting aside the era of Klim. Klim. Mr. Speaker. The younger one, Klim. You When you were raised, Mr. Speaker, you drink cream, when you drank cream, and that was so strong, the whole week you pass it, whole week, cream. And we said no, right? We're going to up. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to now touch on a very fundamental issue, solid waste management. And I'm happy what is happening in the budget because it provides for us a system of education, public education, before you come in, the rates that have been contemplated come into effect. Because, Mr. Speaker, I hear so many things, like the obligation is on the state. Mr. Speaker, the last time I checked, we have the Solid Waste Management Act. What you have done in the government and in the ministry when you did revise our laws, you can go online, it's in the flash drive, and you can see all the laws of the country. So you can just take a look at Chapter 4206 of the 2017 laws of the revised laws of Dominica. And you can go to Section 36. But at a press conference when the Prime Minister spoke about our individual responsibility to manage our waste, he was criticized. But Section 46(1) says, it speaks about waste management requirement, Section 46(1), and said every occupier of a house shall manage his waste and make sure it is properly covered to prevent any seepage of waste and liquid, etc. That's what the law says. And this thing, we're in the hurricane season. And I'm going to go to ODM in a while under the ministry. And I see this issue of derelicts all over the place, white goods and scrap metal as potential public hazard, Mr. Speaker. If you were to experience high winds, those white goods can be missiles. Those vehicles can block natural waterways and cause flood. It's not only a public health issue, but it's a public safety and a national security issue. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, the police are now embarking on an exercise to rid the street of derelicts, starting with the roads and the environs, Mr. Speaker. We should not have one derelict for the next Creole Festival around roads, Mr. Speaker. We should not. Because under the law, a police officer is an authorized officer. The law mandates the minister to appoint authorized officers. Environmental health officers, people in the council, people that are solid waste, they're authorized officers. In this country, what we're seeing happening is that people with core responsibility as per our laws are not discharging their functions. And they blame the state and they blame one man. Mr. Speaker, it is time for that to stop, Mr. Speaker. Before you stop, if you go under Section 40 subsection 1 of the Act I just made reference to, it says that, Mr. Speaker, owners of derelicts, white goods and scrap metal shall take those items I just referenced to an authorized landfill, Mr. Speaker, shall, not may, shall. And if you go to subsection 2, 40 subsection 2, it says, Mr. Speaker, that an authorized officer may order the removal of a derelict, may order. If you go to section 40 subsection 3, it says that an authorized officer may remove using his discretion. So this thing I hear some people saying, you have to give the people ample notice as per, a number of weeks. That is not true. The law is clear, and they were looking for excuses for us not to perform our functions, Mr. Speaker. So we are moving with the derelicts, and I want to commend the police so far, Mr. Speaker, for the work that they have been doing, and I'm calling on the public to move your derelicts, Mr. Speaker. Clean the place. When I go to a place like Goodwill, growing up before, Mr. Speaker, in Goodwill, when you heard about Goodwill, you used to talk about, top ranking. Now you see in certain lanes, I don't know what lanes, derelicts all over the place. Kingshill, Bath Estate, Palm Grove, around Roseau, Bath Road, derelict. What is that, Kenfield? We have to purge the city and this country of derelicts. If you're talking about being clean and green, we have to get serious, Mr. Speaker, in this country. And I know some people have a beef with me on that. But Mr. Speaker, let me tell you something. You have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do, Mr. Speaker. And some people will have a beef with you when you act, but you have to do it. I will always stand for law and order. As a minister, as a private citizen, Mr. Speaker, I will always stand for law and order, Mr. Speaker. And the civility of a country, of a society, is threatened, Mr. Speaker, when there's no law and order. The foundation of a society, Mr. Speaker, depends on law and order, Mr. Speaker. And social order is not possible if we do not have a sense of law and order and respect for the rule of law, Mr. Speaker. And we have individual responsibilities that we must discharge and stop downloading them on somebody else. Mr. Speaker, if I quickly were to make a reference, I do not want to go beyond my time, to some of the departments under the Ministry of National Security and Legal Affairs. We take our functions very seriously, and I want to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the Permanent Secretary and all the staff members, down to the cleaners. Mr. Speaker, when we had our end of year party, we recognized our workers, and one of the most outstanding workers was the messenger, because we value the service that everybody in the ministry discharges, Mr. Speaker. But I want to start, Mr. Speaker, with the rule of law. And I want to talk about access to justice. And he made reference to that. And I want to start, firstly, Mr. Speaker, with the office of the DPP. Mr. Speaker, at the just concluded assizes, we had 42 matters, and every matter was disposed of. There were 14 returned guilty pleas, but I want to make reference to 5 matters that were discontinued at the High Court for administrative blunders. And he made reference a while ago about people sitting on the bench. And this is not to black eye anybody, Mr. Speaker. And one of the matters, Mr. Speaker, was a murder. And I'm happy that the DPP reinstated that matter. Where, for some reason, the police did their work, everybody did their work, everybody was deposed before the magistrate court, the matter was transmitted to the High Court, and one person forgot to sign the deposition for 5 matters. That cannot be right, Mr. Speaker. That cannot be right. That cannot be right. I have therefore requested a report on this matter. It cannot be right for one person failing to sign the deposition for 5 cases, one including a murder and other serious matters. And I want to make an next point there. Because we, some years ago, with the assistance of Mr. Ray Harris, one of the most renowned legal draft person in the region, and the world by extension, we met with all the stakeholders, we looked at the Sexual Offences Act, expanded the definitions in a number of cases. And why I'm saying that? Because one of the matters that were discontinued is the failure of the defense of the accused, of the victim, to testify. And that victim happens to be a minor, which means that person cannot take decision for his or herself. And because the parents said that my child doesn't want to testify, Mr. Speaker, under the Sexual Offences Act, it's an offense to prevent witnesses from testifying. It carries a penalty of 7 years, Mr. Speaker. And it's time that, and I'm writing about that people, including parents and guardians, whoever you may be, teachers, nurses, doctors, who prevent minors who have been abused by malfaitors. You know what a malfaitor is? Mr. Speaker, should be charged and taken before the court and sent to jail, Mr. Speaker. Because when you prevent that young child who was sexually abused from testifying, for whatever arrangement you get, you are destroying that child's life forever, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, it's not right to blame the politicians So we have to have this marriage between the various agencies of socialization to ensure that we care for that child. The home starts with the home, Mr. Speaker. And I'm condemning that, Mr. Speaker. So these things happen at the court. And it's not been made to the public. And then when you see these things unfold, they blame the politicians, Mr. Speaker. So I'm hoping, at the DPP office, Mr. Speaker, we shall, in this new financial year, look at the various positions and create positions like a deputy DPP, Mr. Speaker, and a senior state council. And that will be replicated, Mr. Speaker, in the departments like the legal aid clinic, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that people do not feel wasted. And there's, at this, some room for continuity and a succession plan going forward, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you heard the Prime Minister here, the AG, that we shall be engaging a special prosecutor, Mr. Speaker, to deal with matters that somehow gotten lost in the system and to bring some new life to it. And that person has already been identified, Mr. Speaker, and we have already drafted the terms of reference for that person's engagement. We have seen that, Mr. Speaker, and you heard in a press conference when the Prime Minister announced the return of NICOT. The Minister had given instruction, the Permanent Secretary has met with some of the staff. The Bar Association will be engaged to ensure the intention is to have the NICOT start no later than the first week in September 2025. And we're looking at the hours of 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at night, Mr. Speaker, so that people, especially people working in the private sector, can maybe do not want to close their businesses, can come after the business hours to have the civil matter heard, and some outstanding matters before the court can be dealt with and disposed of, Mr. Speaker. That's all the things that we're doing. Mr. Speaker, I want to turn to the fire and ambulance service. The fire and ambulance service, Mr. Speaker, has great Dominicans. The guys don't complain. They did not complain during COVID, Mr. Speaker.
20 more minutes.
Yeah, they did not complain during COVID, Mr. Speaker. And they continue to excel, Mr. Speaker. In this year, in the month of December, we shall see the opening of a brand new fire station in Granby. Yes. Brand new fire station in Granby, where we shall be able to house 18 fire officers, Mr. Speaker. And as I'm to make a reference to the court, we're also building a brand new court in Granby. And it's been attached to the state police station. So prisoners can be commuted straight from the station into the court without being exposed to the public, Mr. Speaker. That's what the government is doing, Mr. Speaker. Brand new. And this martial court will be open, Mr. Speaker, in the month of October, Mr. Speaker. The Labour Party is working, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I want to talk about employment too, because there shall be an intake of 24 fire officers in this new financial year. So young people who are looking for work, you can make the fire service, Mr. Speaker, the place to be. A reasonable salary, builds discipline, and Mr. Speaker, from 2023, because so much has been said about, Mr. Speaker, the fire officers who are manning the ambulances, they're not properly trained, Mr. Speaker. Marty. Mr. Speaker, from 2023 to this present moment, this government has engaged and embarked on a massive training exercise in emergency response, including trauma, of our fire officers. To date, we have trained 121 fire officers, Mr. Speaker, in emergency response, including trauma. We had our instructors, some of our assistants, we came down, and we now have, Mr. Speaker, certified, Mr. Speaker, instructors in emergency response in Dominica, Mr. Speaker. 21 of them, Mr. Speaker, in a small fire service. And you hear people talking about the guys are not trained. So, Mr. Speaker, we are going places. Mr. Speaker, so I want to commend the fire officers for the tremendous work they have been doing. You heard, Mr. Speaker, lots have been said about ambulances. We're expecting a new ambulance, Mr. Speaker, in the second week of September, of August, Mr. Speaker. The vehicle have left London, England, and it's on the way to Dominica, Mr. Speaker. And I want to say thank you to the Ministry of Finance and the Minister for Finance for making available almost $2 million to procure a new fire truck, which is currently being constructed or manufactured, sorry, Mr. Speaker. And we shall be getting 3 new fire trucks, three fire trucks. Hopefully, we shall get that before September. 1 for St. Joseph, 1 for Roseau, and 1 for Portsmouth, Mr. Speaker, to deal with the immediate situation confronting the fire officers, Mr. Speaker. So that's the first start. So, Mr. Speaker, we're getting places. We have dealt with a number of acting appointments within the fire department. The guys are happy. We have 2 outstanding ones, Mr. Speaker, and that is currently being addressed. Mr. Speaker, the police, no one other. Mr. Speaker, again, we hear misinformation about the state of crime in this country. Yes, we have a challenge, Mr. Speaker, with gun crimes. But it's not as terrible as other countries. But we have a responsibility to ensure that it does not escalate to a national crisis. We cannot only say we had 4 this year and the other places have 40-something. No. That's a warning sign that we have to deal with frontally. But it cannot be the responsibility of the police alone. It has to be all of us. And you heard when the government came out and the Prime Minister came out at the press conference and spoke about this special unit that's been put in place to deal with the gun-related issues, fellas come out and say, where does he get the authority from? So what they wanted us to have done is to have sat there and do nothing, Mr. Speaker, and then blame the government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the police force is governed by Chapter 1401 of the 2017 revised laws of Dominica. And Mr. Speaker, Section 42 of that Act gives the minister, whoever the minister is, the authority, Mr. Speaker, to make regulations so that the police force can operate efficiently and well. That regulations were passed and actually enacted in the Parliament, signed by the President, no law. And Section 6 under the subsidiary law, the regulation of the Parent Act, I just make reference to the regulation, gives the minister the authority. So it speaks to branches of the police force. And it says that operational divisions or branches of unit shall be approved by the minister. The Prime Minister can give direction to any minister. So whatever was done within the spirit of the law, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the officers have been working hard, and I want to commend the Commissioner of Police, because you're seeing more presence of the police in the city, isn't that so? People calling me, Mr. Blackmore, ticket, 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 ticket. My response to them is paid, 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 Mr. Speaker. Right, paid, paid, paid. Because you see a clipper sign there, clipper says you should not park, isn't that so? And so, Mr. Speaker, we're getting places. We are ready again to start the process. We have seen the need to reform the police force. We have created a new position of an Assistant Commissioner of Police for Administration to bring greater focus to the issue of training in the police force, Mr. Speaker, and to build the police force into a professional organization, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, so very soon, they have begun the process of screening, and with the intention is to train additional police officers as soon as they're ready. We're ready to go. And we have made history, Mr. Speaker. For the first time in the history of the police force, 59 police officers graduated, Mr. Speaker, a few months ago, Mr. Speaker. And then we are willing, Mr. Speaker, to train the next 60 in due time, because we need the personnel, and we need to give the people of Dominica the comfort that they can walk freely on the streets of Dominica, and they can live within the comfort zone of the home without being threatened, Mr. Speaker. I want to speak about the environment in Dominica so far as crime is concerned. Let me correct them. Yes, we have some challenges with firearms, and it's a global phenomenon. And let me just inform the public that we'll be moving this year to set up our own forensic lab. We have just gotten, yesterday, we got information, Mr. Speaker, of the approval of the equipment that we need, Mr. Speaker, to capture the ballistic readings of firearms that have been used to commit crimes. Our officers have been trained as to how to restore serial numbers. I'll not go into more detail, Mr. Speaker. And then we are about to identify two young people who will go to do the training for 2 years so that they can testify Mr. Speaker, as experts, Mr. Speaker. That is what we're doing in the Dominican police force, Mr. Speaker. We're looking at the police force with a futuristic outlook, Mr. Speaker, and to make it ready to live up to the challenges of this world. Mr. Speaker, so does the police. I want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to express our gratitude to the ambassador, the Chinese ambassador to Dominica. Everybody has spoken about the generosity of the People's Republic of China. The Dominican Labour Party government is not able to take people to the mountaintop without the intervention and support of the People's Republic of China, Mr. Speaker. And for that, we're happy for the support, Mr. Speaker. We have made a submission for the construction of a new accommodation facility for the police officers, a new administrative block for the police, a new administrative block and quarters for the fire and ambulance services in Rosa, Mr. Speaker. And that is currently before the Chinese government, Mr. Speaker. And we're keeping our fingers crossed because I will feel relief. And to me, I would have gotten to the mountaintop, Mr. Speaker, when the police officers would have had, Mr. Speaker, a new facility to accommodate the men and women of the best organization, Mr. Speaker, this country or the world has ever seen. People put on their uniform every day while we are under the comfort of our blankets, patrolling the streets, Mr. Speaker, and ensuring that this country remains safe, deserve the comfort at the workplace, Mr. Speaker. And we shall fight for that. And as a minister, I will continue to advocate not only for the police officers, but I must say the support of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet has been very, very much tremendous insofar as the police is concerned. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of National Security accounts for more than 90% of the government online services. You can go online, Mr. Speaker, and apply for your birth certificate, the marriage certificate, your passport. And we shall be in the month of September, Mr. Speaker, introducing this live application for people wishing to seek visas to enter the common for this country, Mr. Speaker. If you to apply online, you have to meet the conditions and requirements, mind you. And that, as we speak, the Treasury has finalized all the processes so that payment can be made live online, Mr. Speaker. That is the direction that we're taking in this country and the ministry, Mr. Speaker, to make sure the services are provided to all and sundry in this country. Mr. Speaker, you can get your birth certificate in less than 5 minutes once you have the required documentation. Sometimes you come to the Treasury, the registry, to get a birth certificate, but they have no records of you. But if you have the records of you already there, you get that in quick time. So I want to commend the staff of the registry and the leadership there for doing a tremendous job, and we'll continue to provide the support. Mr. Speaker, some years ago, we actually created the position of a registrar of titles, land and titles, Mr. Speaker. And we are starting to see the benefits. I can report to this honorable House, Mr. Speaker. As of today, what is today's date? The 30th day of July. There is no backlog at the registry of titles, Mr. Speaker. No backlog. Any backlog that is any outstanding matter that you have there, go to your lawyer or your surveyor. Mr. Speaker, we have made progress. We had an issue with caveats. And everybody was talking about the need to have a third judge. We did that 2 years ago. Everybody's quiet. We have caveat hearings twice per week, Mr. Speaker, and we're doing a tremendous job there. A number of people have asked me, but why a first title take so long? If you're applying for a title for the first time, there's a legal process that has to be followed. It has to be published, because you maybe want to transfer somebody else's land. It can be challenged. When it comes back, you have to make sure that everything, all the documents are in place. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then it has to go to the judge. So a number of processes. So that can take a couple months. But for a simple transfer, it can be done quickly once you have a proper documentation. So that's what we are heading to in the ministry. And I want to commend Mrs. Moswa and the team. A couple months ago, we had some challenges, Mr. Speaker, because we need a specialized printer to print the titles. And everybody was talking about, But now that we have replaced the part, the titles have been printed and we're not getting any more messages anymore. So notions will go down, but let us give credit where credit is due, and the government role is to ensure that the services are provided to you, but at the same time we have to be mindful of a motion can go bad sometimes. Mr. Speaker, ODM. Mr. Speaker, we're in the hurricane season. And I'm calling on Dominicans, Mr. Speaker, to develop your own home plan. The hurricane plan. Ensure that your windows and your doors are structurally sound, your roof. Ensure that you have the basic supplies that you need. We have, for the first time in the history of this country, have shelters, Mr. Speaker, for everybody who needs shelters. We have buildings that we have built specifically for that purpose, Mr. Speaker. But when there's a call to go to a shelter, you have to move and make it easy. I want to commend the ODM, the Office of Disaster Management, Mr. Speaker, for organizing that outreach programs and training. We had a private and public sector training exercise where people were taught how to develop their own plans, because it's important for the private sector themselves to protect their buildings. As I speak, the Prime Minister, the Chief of Police, the AG, and myself, we are defendants, because the last hurricane, they say that we're the ones who allow people to break into the place and steal their stuff. Can you imagine that? You have to ensure that you protect your property, because the police cannot be everywhere. So this is something that we're doing. And we have increased on the personnel at ODM. We now have a communication officer, and we have just appointed, by way of contractual measures, Mr. Speaker, an assistant program officer. So we are beefing up the personnel at ODM. Mr. Speaker, one hurricane strikes, your conventional communication network goes. So it's important to have that level of redundancy. We have trained a number of people in radio and telecommunication throughout the communities. And then we now are going to have another improvement to our infrastructure as far as communications is concerned, satellite. And that is important, Mr. Speaker. So all these things that we're doing, Mr. Speaker. So we are on the right track as we will continue, Mr. Speaker. And the Met offices, we have our own headquarters. And when you go to certain countries in the Caribbean, when you see where they're operating, but we have our, and we're able to do our own forecasting. We're able to issue our own warnings, our own watches, Mr. Speaker. We're able, Mr. Speaker, using our weather station to tell the locality where the weather is going to be more pronounced in terms of impact, because of the investment that this Labour Party administration has done in the Met services of this country, Mr. Speaker. So that's it. We have water gauges all over the places, Mr. Speaker, at elevation points. So, Mr. Speaker, we can monitor water levels, and in quick time, that information can be transmitted to the technical people who can and then
five more minutes.
And then 10 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Honourable Minister for National Security be given an additional 15 minutes to conclude his presentation.
It has been moved and seconded that the Honourable Minister be given an additional 15 minutes. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it. Honourable Blackmore, you are given an additional 15 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, that the Financial Intelligence Unit in Dominica, under the leadership of Mr. Farrell, is second to none in the region, Mr. Speaker. And we are seeing the benefit of the hard work. We are talking about firearms a while ago, and our ability to intercept firearms at the various ports of entry. The $2.something million that was invested in those scanners came from the forfeiture account, Mr. Speaker. That money, as a result of the investigations, and monies that were actually seized and then forfeited by the court and transmitted into the account of the state, that money was used to procure, and again, Mr. Speaker, the FIU is doing a tremendous work, job, Mr. Speaker. I also want to commend the, Yeah, one second. And Mr. Speaker, they cannot do it by themselves alone. Because we used to have an attorney resident, at the FIU office. But sometimes when you have the attorneys, when they have gotten all the training, they move on. So now we have to rely heavily on the chambers of the Attorney General, Mr. Speaker, to do the legal work. And I want to commend you, AG and your staff for the tremendous support they have been given to the FIU unit, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the companies. And when you hear about companies, and Miss Nesty, why would you say Mrs. Nesty? Miss Nesty takes her work very seriously. She's very passionate about it, Mr. Speaker. It's not about incorporating companies or non-profit, but it goes beyond that to ensure that we're compliant and that we're not blacklisted. And the whole issue, Mr. Speaker, and I want to make the split tonight there, but the number of people applying to have non-profit entities incorporated. But they have to meet the requirements, because those entities can be used to launder money. And then you fall under, Mr. Speaker, the supervision of a number of pieces of legislation to include the Proceeds of Crime Act. And you have to keep records. You can be inspected at any time. And then I want to also call on the financial institution that are opening accounts for so-called non-profit without the proper licenses. When that is done, you're exposing the state, Mr. Speaker, that if somebody comes to open an account at a non-profit, that group has to meet the obligation, the legal obligation, and they have to have a proper license so to do, Mr. Speaker. So the tremendous work upon Mrs. Nest, the issue of copyright is also very important. So it's not something that can be viewed from a one-dimensional standpoint. So you have people who are working very hard, Mr. Speaker, within the ministry. And as we take the discharge of our function very, very serious, Mr. Speaker, this ministry has over the years been engaged in a number of communication exercises, press conferences, programs, outreach programs, Mr. Speaker. We, of course, the police is moving forward with the issue of community policing, Mr. Speaker, because we believe that in order for the public to work with the police, the issue of that element of suspicion that exists between the police and the public has to be dealt with frontally. And it's not unique to the Dominica Police Force. It is something that's universal. There's always some element of suspicion between the public and the police. But how can we mitigate against that? We can mitigate against that by ensuring that the public understand what the police does, and the police also has an appreciation that they are accountable to the public, Mr. Speaker. And to be accountable to the public, they must work with them, Mr. Speaker. And we believe that community policing provides that possibility for that to happen, Mr. Speaker. And I did not talk about it, but very soon, the police department will be equipped with additional vehicles. We're expecting very soon 10 of them, and I want to thank the Prime Minister for understanding the need for additional vehicles, and then an additional 10 will be coming in due time, Mr. Speaker. But please, do not decalate the vehicles. Do not damage the vehicles. And I believe we have to go back to the days of having assigned drivers, of having that logbook to do the inspection of the vehicles when the vehicle is taken over by another driver on another shift, and to take care of government investment in the police force. That thing about people has mashed up police vehicles, Mr. Speaker, and that has to stop. So as the minister, I shall advocate, but you have a responsibility, because I mandated the permanent secretary that I would need her at the end of every month to have all the vehicles at Montrose, along with the chief of police and the chief mechanic, to inspect those vehicles, Mr. Speaker. We have to have accountability in this country, Mr. Speaker. So this thing about us mashing up vehicles is not mine. We have to put systems in place that there have to be assigned drivers when I was in the police force, when we work in CID. You have to be an assigned driver. You could sit on the vehicle, but as a passenger. And some guys, you put them on the back seat because if you put them too close to you, they try to hold the steering wheel, so you put them at the back seat, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, so we are going to provide you with all the resources, but help us. Help us. So, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to say before I end, I'm no longer a member of a parliamentarian for a particular constituency, the Mao. But I want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker. When I heard the Minister for Housing made reference to the relocation of a number of communities pretty severe, including Campbell, Mr. Speaker. Because I still work with this big book with all the families impacted. And the people in Wimblow, Eric Maida, Sonny, all these people there, the Macklins, all of them. I feel happy for them. That I always thought of them to have patience. And only one party will do it for it. It's the Dominica Labour Party. There is no hope for your relocation with any other party. I think of Avril, who took a mortgage, she and her husband, who was selling, working hard, and that house is undermined, and she still has to pay a mortgage. Hope is coming because of this charity of the Labour Party, this humanity of the Labour Party. You shall be taken to the mountaintop, to that promised land, Mr. Speaker, under the Dominica Labour Party. So I'm happy for the people in Petite Affair. But I had to say something about the hardworking people of Campbell. So the 190-something families, some of them have passed on. They have died and been there now in heaven. Some have migrated, but they will continue. But you have passed on, but your children shall benefit the reward. And that sense of charity and hope, Mr. Speaker, shall live eternal with the Dominica Labour Party, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I end this tonight with a sense of relief. A sense of, not only a sense of conviction, but a sense of living an experience. An experience, Mr. Speaker, that have brought and conversed and transformed lives, real lives for people who were marginalized before, who were taken for granted before. They were used and misused, and they were only relevant for their votes. They are the ones voting all the time. But the Dominican Labour Party administration, under this current leadership of the Prime Minister, has changed that, Mr. Speaker, in this country, Mr. Speaker. This country belongs to us. It is us to build it. It is us to define it. And we have to find within ourselves, Mr. Speaker, that sense of commitment to country. And our coat of arms is inscribed, Après bon Dieu c'est la terre. The member for Marigot doesn't understand that and send it to parish. It means after God is the land. Yes. Yes. You want to be a member, but it's going to be hard for you, Mr. Flipping around. The promised land. So, Mr. Speaker, and we realize that. That is why, Mr. Speaker, we are giving every Dominican the chance to have a piece of Dominica. So all those guys who are talking about, they're speaking from the other side, across the waters, that the Savior is coming. If they're 10 pillar what? Tell them the Savior is within the Dominica Labour Party administration, Mr. Speaker. It is this party that has taken this country from every crisis to recovery and now prosperity. And when they talk about growth, you cannot grow a country. You cannot grow a country's economy without addressing, Mr. Speaker, the constraints to growth. The constraint to grow bad roads, Mr. Speaker, are poor human capital. No other party has trained more people in various disciplines than the Dominican Labour Party, Mr. Speaker. You heard the Minister for Health spoke about the number of medical doctors we have today, local doctors, that never happened before, number of engineers in yourself, and so many. So we have the quality in terms of human resource component. We are building the roads, Mr. Speaker. We are building the airport, Mr. Speaker, to connect us from major cities around the world to Dominica, Mr. Speaker. And you heard from the Minister for Finance. By December of this year, we shall see the runway. And at the same time, if my colleague from Senator said concurrently, Mr. Speaker, you understand? At the same time, Mr. Speaker, the terminal is being built, and by the beginning of 2028, we shall have jets, Mr. Paris, jets, Mr. Speaker, from Japan, from England, from America, from Canada, landing in Wesley, Mr. Speaker, addressing a major constraint to growth. And I want to underscore that. I know you like to drive night time. Don't secretly go and enjoy your road in Casabros and sending pictures of people saying, look at a nice road, and come then to talk nonsense in your house. When you drive, I don't call the names, when you drive from the freshwater lake going down to the Carnago territory, Mr. Speaker, you drive with a sense of security, a sense of ease, and you're seeing prosperity before your eyes, Mr. Speaker. Labor. And, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that before I end. This is just remarkable. $170 million grant money is being spent, Mr. Speaker, to transform the road from Nubia to Bakatel. And finally, Mr. Speaker, and that is final, our geothermal project, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I think about this young guy, this little guy, raised by his grandmother in Baxter, St. Joe, bought his little boat. And today, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, he is leading the way. You have to call his name. Dr. Vincent Anderson is leading the way, Mr. Speaker, to bring the only geothermal plant in the Eastern Caribbean catchment. And Mr. Speaker, I'm in a sense of reflection. In 1976, the first world oil crisis, you can recall that by way of history. Mighty Robin wrote a song and sang a song, the oil crisis from Baffin State. When member states globally said they have to do something about it, and with a view to mitigate against the reliance on fossil fuel. So many years thereafter, we are still at the same thing. And at the same time, Mr. Speaker, the global trade you're seeing right now unfolding before your eyes is one that causes us to ponder. And this little country, very soon, Mr. Speaker, will have a geothermal plant, fully functional, with current going to people's homes, Mr. Speaker. That is development, Mr. Speaker. That is addressing a major constraint to growth, lower energy prices, Mr. Speaker, and Mr. Speaker, growing the economy, Mr. Speaker. And I must talk about the marina. I must talk about the cable car, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, together, not some, we are marching to the promised land. And this budget provides the lift to this mountaintop, this promised land of prosperity, Mr. Speaker. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this honorable House be adjourned to 10 a.m. tomorrow, August 1st.
No.
31st.
31st.
No, July 31st.
Yes.
Tomorrow, July 31st, 10 a.m.
Mr. Speaker,
It has been moved and seconded that the House be adjourned to 10 a.m. Thursday, 31st July 2025. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Thursday, 31st July 2025.
Mr. Speaker.